It's the Last Stand Podcast. And here's your host, Brian Custer.
That's right. It is the Last Stand. I'm Brian Custer. We bring you the biggest names in the sport, and in the 154-pound division, one of the big names is a guy who's our next guest. He is the former unified super welterweight champion of the world. You know him as JRock. Julian Williams joins us on the Last Stand. JRock, it's been a while. How you doing?
Yeah, it's been good. I've been doing good, man. Been doing real good.
It's great to see you. You look well. Listen, my brother, it has been, I think, almost a year and a half now since we've last seen you in the ring. Do you have any idea when we'll see JRock back in the squared circle?
I think we'll see me back this summer. You know, I think I've been in the past couple of months, but I just, stay focused to the best of my ability, stay in the gym, and just waiting for my time to get back in the ring and show the world my abilities.
Listen, some guys, when they've come back, they've looked good. Other guys, not so much. Didn't make weight, found that they were rusty. Even, Tony Harrison even admitted after his comeback, he said, look, I thought I was good, but I was definitely rusty. Any fear that when you come back, you may come back and it's a rusty Julian Williams?
Yeah. Not no fear, you know what I mean? But I embrace it, you know what I mean? Do I expect to see a little bit of ring rust? Maybe. It depends, I've been in the gym the whole time. So, I mean, it's just literally just take off the headgear and put on the smaller gloves. I've been fighting all my life, so it should be no big deal.
Now, I was surprised, JRock, utterly surprised to read that you and your longtime trainer, Breadman, Stephen Edwards, had parted ways. I mean, you've been together since you were a teen, basically. Yeah. And he talked about, in reading the article, it happened after the Rosario fight, which was, obviously the loss. Why? What happened?
You know what, man? I don't want to dig too much into it. That's some personal stuff between me and him. But the main part is, I think I needed to change. I think, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think sometimes relationships get stale. I mean, Tom Brady left Belichick. You know what I mean? So, and you see what he did. Sometimes I think fresh start is good. So, but to be honest, it's some issues that me and him got that that we ain't necessarily work out. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. I'm fine. You know what I mean? I wish him the best.
It was interesting because reading the article, it almost seemed like it did they come because of the loss?
No, honestly, no, it didn't.
Oh, so they were there beforehand.
You digging.
I'm just curious.
That's the job, bro. I ain't mad. You know what, man? I just think that just some unfortunate things happen, man. After the fight, man, that's how they didn't sit too well with me. You know what I mean? The loss ain't nothing. You know what I mean? I lost with Frank, no big deal. You know what I
mean? The article said you've got Sugar Hill now. Obviously, Giovanni Hill is your new trainer. Tell me why. Tell me why Sugar Hill. What was it about Sugar Hill that you liked, and how was that going?
Well, I think he come from I wanted somebody from a certain school. You know what I mean? Philly like Detroit. Detroit like Philly. You know what I mean? They got a rich boxing background, boxing history in that city. And right now, he's leading the pack in that city as far as boxing coaches. And I think he's one of the best coaches in the world. And I think he's very simple. You know what I mean? I didn't want to get with nobody that was going to try to change me and make me turn me into Roy Jones. You know what I mean? I wanted somebody that was that I thought stressed the boxing basics, and he does. You know what I mean? So I think it meshed good so far, and we look to take on the world and win these titles.
And how do you think you'll be a different fighter now under Sugar Hill?
We're going to have to wait and see.
Interesting. So last fight, you take on Rosario. He stops you in the 5th round. He takes away the belts. and it was there. It was basically for your hometown. Biggest lesson you took from that fight?
I can't disrespect the sport.
And what does that mean?
I kind of disrespected the boxing a little bit.
You taking for granted?
No. It's some things. I disrespected the sport, but I learned from it. And when I say I disrespected, I mean I was out partying and not taking the fight serious, because I was, and I trained extremely hard and I had a really good camp. But some unfortunate things happened and late in that training camp, and it kind of like ruined camp for me. And I live and I learn.
What does it say about this division? Man, it just seems like the belts and supremacy have bounced around. I mean, they've gone from like you to her to Charlo now. I mean, they just what does it say about this division?
It's the most competitive in boxing, and I think the fighters in the division need to get more credit for sure. I think the boxing world don't give us enough credit, and I understand why. If this same thing was happening in the middleweight division or the welterweight division, then whoever's on top be looked at as like a pound for pound. But I think since it's not one of the original 8 divisions of boxing, I think we don't get that much credit, and it's a shame, because we always talk about the best fight and the best. What's been happening in the 54-pound division for the past 4 years, and we don't get no credit, But I don't make the credit, you know what I mean? I just try to go get some of it.
Well, Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano are going to fight to be the first man in this new 4-belt era, recent 4-belt era, to be undisputed. In your opinion, Jermell Charlo, the best fighter at 154 right now?
No, but I think he should be in the pound for pound.
Who is the best fighter at 154?
You're looking at him.
Tell me why.
Tell me why not. I showed the ability to bounce back from a loss. I go anywhere, fight anybody. It shows my resume shows I don't cherry pick. I can fight all styles. Tell me why not. Who's head and shoulders better than me? I don't see nobody in the division that's better than me. I see guys had good nights. I had a bad night. It happens. You know what I mean? But to say, oh, Jermell is better than me, Hurt is better than me, Rosario is better than me, no. He just come in a good night. That's all. But as far as skill for skill, nobody in this division is better than me.
When you come back, are you coming back? Are we talking tune-up fight, or are we talking you coming back, jumping right into the fire, top 5 type?
You know what? It depends. It depends on what gets thrown my way. You know what I mean? It depends. I just want to secure a date right now. You know what I mean? I've been off so long, and I kind of like get a little bit bored in the gym, just training with no date. So we'll see.
I love when we have guys on. I love asking them this question. If it was up to you, JRock, and you picked your opponents in the fights, give me your next 2 opponents. If it was up to you.
That's a good. Whoever got world titles. I think I try to I want to fight for world titles, man. I didn't get in this. I didn't get into boxing, to fight Joe Blow. I want to fight for world titles. So whoever got 2 guys in the division that got world titles right now, that's the 2 guys I will fight.
Listen, because you're a Philly guy, I got to ask you this. What do you think of your fellow Philly native, Danny Garcia, now saying he's going to campaign here going forward at 154, and I am going to be the biggest name in this division?
I don't think nothing of it. I think that's good for him. He'll be a 3-division champion. And then I think he was lineal at 40. He almost unified at 47, won the title. If he won the fight, he'd be a 3-division champion. He'd probably be at least on the ballot for the Hall of Fame. I think he's on the ballot right now. He probably should be a Hall of Famer right now. So I think he's trying to create more legacy and more money for his family. So I think it's a good thing. I don't take no offense to it at all. I love Danny.
Yeah. Another guy we had on the show, Tony Harrison. He said he has always wanted to fight you. He said he's been fiending to fight you because he said it will be a boxing fan's dream. He said because you have two highly skilled technicians in the ring. Do you agree?
Yeah, I like Tony. I think Tony's a really good fighter. I think it'd be an exciting fight for sure.
You see that fight in the future at all?
I see myself fighting anybody in the top 10.
Jared Hurd recently on this program said he's not leaving 154 until he gets a rematch with Julian Williams and, of course, fights Charlo. Do you see you two back in the ring again?
Maybe, man. Like I said, he in the top 10, right? I can see myself fighting anybody in the top 10, man. I love Jared. I think Jared is a really good fighter. I do. I think, man, that dude get a lot of credit. Let me tell you something, right? Jared Hurd got the best resume in the division, right? Jamel Charlo got the biggest punch, and he got all the belts. So you gotta respect that. But Julian Williams is the best fighter in the 154-pound division. I'm not gonna keep saying it, but I'm telling y'all. Y'all laugh when I said that before. And then they sent me to the champion's hometown, thinking I was gonna get slaughtered, and I smashed him. You know what I mean? So
if you get
it's a tough division. It's a tough division, though.
It's a great division. And if you get that title shot again, considering everything that you've been through, how different will your preparation be for that fight?
It depends on who I'm fighting, you know? It depends on who I'm fighting. But listen, I had a great preparation for the last fight. I did really well in camp, you know what I mean? I did really well. I think like I said, some unfortunate things happened in the end. It kind of like ruined my camp and ruined everything. And then, you know, I don't want to take anything from Rosario. He fought a good fight, you know? But I can't say how different my preparation will be because I don't know who I'm fighting. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I definitely believe I'm being 2-time champion of the world.
Was it and you just said, hey, listen, you're not saying anything bad about Rosario. Is it disappointing, obviously, because you lost the belts, but is it disappointing that you lost them to Rosario, especially when you see how Charlo all of a sudden takes him out with a jab, boom, floors him? Is that disappointing when you're like, man, I cannot believe I lost my belts?
No, not really, because I understand boxing. Anybody can have a night on anybody. You know what I mean? I think it was a good fight. That fight was, that's me. I think Rosario might have been edging the fight if it wasn't for the knockdowns. But with the knockdowns, you know, he was probably down a point, maybe. You know what I mean? I think it was a decent fight, but I don't get into if and I'm mad because Charlo that's like a form of hating. You know what I mean? I think Charlo did his thing. You gotta give him credit too, because he showed ability to bounce back after a loss. He went and got his titles back, and then he turned around and unified, and then one more title. So I think people gotta give him more credit. That's how I think he deserved to be the pound for pound. And I don't even like him personally, but I respect him as a fighter. You know what I mean? I think what's my man from Canada? The Russian light heavyweight unified champion of the world. He's good. Beterbiev. What did Beterbiev do that Jamel didn't do? When Beterbiev was top 10 pound for pound, he just won one fight. He's only 15, 16 and 0. What did he do that Jamel didn't do? You know what I mean? I just like, again, that's a original 8 division. He's a light heavyweight. That's a part of the original 8 divisions. They get for whatever reason, they seem to get more credit. You know what I mean? So, but it's about what can we do? We can't do nothing. Just got to take it. You know what I mean? And just be a little bit more better than everybody else.
It's funny because, you know, when we had Hurd on, he kind of said the same thing when it came to the Charlos. What is it about the Charlos that just rubs fighters wrong?
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Because obviously you faced Maul.
It's just a rivalry. That's all. It ain't nothing that's specific. You know what I mean? It's just a rivalry. That's all. And that's good sometimes. It's good sometimes.
JRock, how long do you see yourself at 154?
It depends on what happened, man. It depends on if the names go up or not. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily, I want to be champion again at 154. But if the names move up, then I'm chasing the names, you know? Right now, for 160 pounds is really wide open. Nobody there, nobody fighting each other. It's really wide open, you know? I'm chasing the name. There's Jamel and I move up, Jamel, Hurd, and Tony, and who else? And Lara already moved up. If they move up, then I'm moving up. You know what I mean? I'm chasing the top of the best of the division.
You kind of you already really answered it, but I'll ask it again. When you look at the division, where does JRock Williams rank right now? As of right now, where does JRock rank?
You gotta put Charlo number 1. You gotta put Castano number 2 because they 2 champions. You know what I mean? I think I'm right behind them.
I like
if somebody would say put Rosario before me because he beat me, I can live with that because I gotta go back and beat him, or I gotta go back and beat somebody that beat him or something like that. So if they put Rosario 3rd and put me 4th, I can live with that. You know what I mean? So, but I'm right there.
One of the things I love and respect about you out of the ring, you are always, especially on social media, talking about ownership, talking about real estate. How did you get into it, and what has it done for you?
Well, real estate is always, I was going to, if boxing didn't work out, I was going to, do real estate. But Steve actually is in the real estate. So when I first started, making enough money where I can go out and invest, then I started doing it right away. And I didn't wait, and I didn't go out, and I didn't, buy things that couldn't necessarily make me no money. When I first made the first 6 figures, I went and bought a house and went right back to the gym. You know what I mean? So I just kept buying and kept purchasing ever since then. And now I got kind of like a really good portfolio. You know what I mean? So I just want to keep building.
Love it. JRock, for everyone who watches and participates in the podcast, we allow them to submit questions. We got a number of them for you, so I want to get right to them for you. A lot of them came from Twitter, so we'll start right here. First one says, JRock, are you taking a tune-up or going straight to a top 10 or top 5?
Like I said before, it depends on what comes my way. It depends on what comes my way.
This one from Ed Heyman on Twitter. He says, will you give Hurd a rematch?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm telling you now, I'm telling y'all now, Jared Hurd can't beat me. You might as well just go ahead. He can't beat me. He don't know enough.
This one from Dre on Twitter. He says, what made you switch trainers?
I want to grow. I needed to grow. I think I was a little bit stagnant still.
This one from Twitter as well, at Winton. He says, what is your dream fight?
There's 2 of them, actually. I got 2 of them.
Okay.
Jamel and Jamal.
you sound like Floyd. I'll fight you both on the same night.
Yeah. I can't fight. I ain't gonna fight them both on the same night, but yeah. There's definitely 2 dream fights.
Those are the 2 dream fights, huh? That's great. That's great. You and I know we've already asked you this. You think when you fought Maul, that was too soon in your maturation?
No, I don't think so. I think he caught me with a really good shot. He caught me. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Because you were winning that fight.
Listen, right? Jamal is a good fighter, and I don't want to give away nothing, but I was whipping Jamal's ass, and they show that one clip and one highlight every chance they get. I won the first round. He knocked me down in the second. I won the 3rd and 4th, and I was whooping his ass in the 5th. But that's a credit to him that he was, getting handled, and he was able to zone in and land a perfect shot. So I don't take no credit from him, but he just he got me with a good shot, and nobody showed when I got up. Like, I did get up, you know what I mean? But that's boxing, man. I don't even bother me no more. But he a good fighter though. I don't like these dudes. I don't necessarily like nobody in the division. I don't like these dudes, but I respect them. You know what I mean? So.
Do you think that a Charlo matchup will have that kind of animosity and intensity that comes?
I think that's the Jamel want to stay on pay-per-view, then he gonna have to fight me or Jared Hurt, one or the other. But I don't think nobody gonna want to see him and Jared Hurt. He gonna have to fight me if he wants to stay on pay-per-view. That's the best fight in the division to make. You heard what Dame Lillard said? He said that's one of the fights he wanted to see because it's the biggest fight in the division to make. You know what I mean? We don't know. Nobody knows Castano. Castano's a really good fighter, but don't nobody know who he is. He don't even speak English. 5'5", 5'6", not a puncher. You know what I mean? I think to create some buzz. I already got history with his brother. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Yeah.
This one from Hanif at Twitter. He says, "Will you fight Lubin?"
I'll fight anybody in the division. I ain't duck nobody. I go to people. I fought Ishe Smith in his hometown. I fought Jared Hurd in his hometown. I fought Jamar Charlo. I fought Rosario when I didn't have to. It don't matter who I fight. I ain't no matchmaker. I'm a fighter.
This one also from Twitter. It says, "What's your take on PEDs in boxing? Why is it that many title holding fighters are not eager to use VADA testing in all of their fights?"
He asked me a rhetorical question. He knows why. People are not eager because a lot of people are using drugs. It's just that simple. I mean, what else more can I say?
Yeah.
Drugs is rampant in the sport in all sports, not just boxing. It's in all sports.
But what would you say at this elite level, the percentage of guys?
75%.
Wow. So they just know how to beat the test.
Yeah, because if I know exactly what I'm gonna fight and I start testing 6 weeks out and I would just start sooner and then cycle off. It's not no rocket science.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not rocket science.
Interesting. This one from Jay, he says, JRock, real estate advice, please.
It depends on what level he at, man. But just start. The advice is if you didn't start. I think a lot of people get a misconception that you need so much, a ton of money to start, and that's not necessarily true. You know what I mean? If you everybody don't make millions of dollars, so they can't just go out and just buy real estate like how some people are fortunate enough to do it. But if you got good credit, you got a decent job, you know what I mean? Especially now when the interest rates are so low, man, they basically giving houses away. Interest rates are like almost nothing. So if I was him, I would go buy a duplex and live in one half and have the other half pay your mortgage. And basically all the money you work for at your job, you keep for free. I got a cousin that's doing it right now. He basically like on his second or third property. He bought a duplex. He lived in for a year. And then I think all you need is like a year worth of documented income for the other unit, and the bank approve you for another loan. And he just went on here and bought another house, and now he got 2 units. So he got 2 doors basically. That's pay his mortgage, pay everything. He basically get to work and keep all his money, and he's just gonna keep going and keep going. You know what I mean? So it's not rocket science. I'm not that smart. You know what I mean? It's just you just gotta know how to do it.
I got you. This last one is a question we asked. It says, JRock, when can the fans expect a Hurd or Rosario rematch?
Soon, man. Soon. I want to get back in, especially with Rosario.
What do you think about these YouTubers, man, and these fights and making all this money, man, in these fights, these YouTubers?
I don't think nothing of it. I don't think it's going to add to or take away from boxing. That's like their own lane. It's like their own genre of sport. You know what I mean? It's not going to bring fans. It's not going to take away fans. Who cares? You know what I mean? If those dudes want to, get in and beat each other up and have, their YouTube following watch, because they created their own following. I think people get a misconception where, like, they bring in so many new fans. They're not really I don't think they're bringing no fans. They already got a following. That's the reason why they get this platform, because YouTube is the biggest thing in the world. They already have their own platform, on YouTube. Some of these people got 4 or 5 million followers on subscribers on YouTube. So their own followers are watching their fights. Who cares?
JRock, we've come to the last segment of the show. We call it The Last Stand. I'm asking you a series of questions, JRock. You just give me the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
Okay.
Here we go. In your opinion, who is the best fighter fighting out of Philly right now?
Damn, that's a good one.
Take a stand.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna say Scooter Fulton. He's the reigning champion. He's the only champion we got right now. I'm gonna say Scooter
Only
Fulton.
one. Cool boy Steph. I got it. I
Yeah.
like it. Okay. In your opinion, who is the next Philly fighter to become a world champion?
It depends on who get their shot first. If I get my shot first, probably me. But if not, I would say Jerron Ennis for sure. I don't know how long it's gonna take him to get a shot, a legitimate shot. I'm not talking these interim titles and WBA WBA regular. I'm talking about a legitimate world title. If I get my shot first, it'll be me. If he gets shot first, it's definitely gonna be him.
I'm happy you brought it up because that's my next question. Boots Ennis says he is ready for Keith Thurman, Bud Crawford, or Errol Spence right now and would beat him. What do you think?
I agree with him. I agree. Sometimes I think experience sometimes gets overrated. Experience is like a way to keep, like, fighters that's ready. And that it don't matter what nobody else thinks. All that matters is what Jerron Ennis thinks. If he think he's ready, then he's ready. You know what I mean? I think nobody's gonna test him at the level that he at. Nobody gonna test him. Really, he's a 54 and a 47 body with the speed and the power of you got the power of a 60-pounder and the speed of a 47. Nobody at them little 40s, the lipping nets, they're not going to even touch him. He got to fight the top level of guy so he can get better. But depends on who's willing to step in there and fight him. But he's definitely going to be a champ. It's not a matter if, it's just a matter of when. He's a really good fighter. Really good fighter.
In your opinion, who does Philadelphia love more? JRock, Danny Garcia, Boots Ennis, Cool Boy Stephen Fulton, or Tevin Farmer?
Listen, you know who they love more? Whoever's winning at the time.
Okay.
That's who they love more.
That's a great answer.
Right now, Stephen Fulton's winning. He won the world title. He about to be a unified champion in a few months, God willing. And so they love him more, definitely.
Okay, that's a good answer, man. You good. And last but not least, JRock, Julian JRock Williams will be world champion again when?
Whenever I get my next shot. Whenever that is, I can't say necessarily when. You know what I mean? I can't necessarily say when, but whenever I get my next shot, trust me. Trust me. I already laughed at me before when I was about to fight Jerry Hurt. Everybody said, "Don't fight Jerry Hurt. Don't fight. We're gonna kill you." I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show y'all what's up. I laughed. I told you I was the best in the world. Yeah, y'all laughed at me. I'm not gonna say you per se, but just people in general, they laugh. I'm telling y'all again, I'm the best dreamer in the world.
I love it.
I'm approved. I just need a shot. That's all. I'm gonna earn it though. Every time I fought for the title, I was a mandatory. It's nobody ever handed me a title shot. I always had to be mandatory. But it's all right though. I'm gonna get back.
I could tell you're focused, man. I love it.
Yeah.
That's what I love about you. Julian JRock Williams, the former unified super welterweight champion of the world. Champion, listen, you know how much I respect you. I wish you nothing but success going forward.
I appreciate you.
Hey, look, like you say, sometimes change is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes change is a good thing. Look forward to seeing you in the ring again. I appreciate you doing this for us.
I appreciate you offering me. Come on. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring you the biggest names in the sport like
No doubt.
JRock. Thanks for
Yep.
watching, everybody. We'll see you again next week.